Mr. Juraj Nociar, Head of Cabinet, the Vice President Šefčovič, the Energy Union Vice President, to give his talk. But before, I like to take only a few seconds I already gave credits to Enea for the very important work made from the operational point of view, but I think that you should mention also other people who made this event possible and hopefully successful. The 3DG, I have in front of me Mrs. Donnelly, Andres Segler, and Giovanni De Santi, made a lot of efforts. Also, I have to give credit to the Department of European Affairs at the Presidency of the Council and all the Italian ministry, essentially environment, transport, agriculture, and foreign affairs. Of course, the two Ministry of Education, Research and University, and the one of Economic Development with my friend Marcello Capra had the responsibility for this event. Thanks. Please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, before I start, I have to say that I am really impressed by the interest which is very visible, because number of participants here today is really enormous. And this is a clear indication that I was planning to thank Minister Giannini. Unfortunately, she is not with us today, but I think that we should thank her and her collaborators and, of course, our colleagues from European Commission for an excellent preparation of this event and excellent choice of the topic for the discussion. I have to say that I am very happy to be here at the 7th edition of this conference because we are reaching the pivotal point. We are at the crossroad as far as our energy policy is concerned. The need to ensure a competitive, secure and sustainable energy system has never been more pressing. It is nowadays a fundamental issue for Europe, European citizens, and of course our business and our economy. We face unprecedented challenges. In the light of recent political and technological development, we must strive to reduce Europe's energy dependence as well as mitigate the worst impact on climate changes. The scale of the challenges requires a transformation in the way energy is produced, consumed, and distributed, while at the same time, of course, we have to have in mind economic growth. One of the top priorities for the current European Commission is to set out a resilient energy union with a forward-looking climate change policy. When this top priority was set up by President Juncker, everybody turned the head towards the European Commission and asked, well, what do you mean? What's behind this? Well, let me describe briefly what is behind this idea and what are the plans concerning this idea. The Energy Union consists of 5 interrelated pillars: security of supply, internal energy markets, energy efficiency, decarbonization of the energy mix, and last but not least, and which is of course the most important and interesting part for you, research and innovation in the energy field. Major deliverables will be needed under each of these pillars to make the Energy Union a tangible reality. We plan to come up in the first quarter of 2015 with a strategic framework for the Energy Union, which is currently being steered and coordinated by Vice President Šefčovič. We have been already in touch with incoming Latvian presidency, and I can tell you that we agreed that 6th of February, Latvian presidency will organize in Riga a ministerial conference, which should be sort of a feedback conference for us, for the Commission, to get inputs from the member states, because it will be ministerial conference, but at the same time also feedback from key stakeholders who also should take part in this event. Taking the 5 key pillars as a basis, I can already air some of our main priorities. The first pillar is built around security of supply, solidarity, and trust. The European Union is the biggest energy consumer in the world. Today, the EU imports 53% of its energy. Every year, the energy bill presented to us by third countries amounts to more than 400 billion euros. This cannot continue because, well, when we divide it to 365 days per year, that means per day EU consumes more than 1 billion euros of imported energy, which is really a lot. Globally, the EU must conduct its energy dialogue with a strategic view. A collective approach is needed. We are far more effective and powerful when we speak with one voice. Member states stand a much better chance of striking a fair energy deal through collective bargaining. If they go alone, of course, the chances are less good. This applies to our legal framework for security of supply and to our strategic relations with external energy partners in the east and south of Europe. But speaking with one voice also implies that member states must nurture relations with each other in a spirit of solidarity and trust. To give just one example, member states should consult each other on the consequences of any change in their energy system affecting the others. This leads me to the second pillar of the energy union, which is the completion of a competitive and well-functioning internal energy market. If we want to give a boost to the competitiveness of European industry and to secure affordable energy for all, we must take all steps necessary to ensure that we complete the EU energy internal market. In terms of investment, and particularly when it comes to increasing cross-border flows, more regional cooperation and better connected infrastructure is needed to bring real benefits to both households and industry. In this regard, the enhanced structural fund has promising potential, as does the Connecting Europe facility. The identified 248 projects of common interest, so-called PCIs, will go some way towards it, but more national efforts as well as refurbishment will also be needed. The EU investment plan adopted on 26th of November should play a defining role in this. This initiative, which will unlock public and private investments to the tune of 315 billion of euros over the next 3 years, has been described by President Juncker as a kickstart for Europe's economy. The investment plan consists of 3 strands. It aims to mobilize finance investment. It will remove sector-specific and other financial and non-financial barriers. And of course, it will support projects in key areas such as infrastructure, renewable energies, and energy efficiency. From a longer-term perspective, a focus will be on enhanced risk funding to accelerate the market rollout of new technologies, which will be backbone of the energy mix and industry fabric of tomorrow. Ultimately, the investment package will support a green growth through energy research and innovation. Talking about green growth and related industry, we all know that the cheapest energy is the one not consumed. The Energy Union aims to unlock the full potential of energy efficiency. This is the third pillar of the Energy Union. Europe is still the largest market in the world of energy-efficient products and services, but only a small part of our economic potential is exploited. Effective measures in this direction will provide more affordable, energy-efficient technologies, thereby reducing costs and allowing SMEs and more energy-intensive industries become more competitive. Classical measures as eco-labeling are the backbone of energy efficiency effort. These must be retained and, of course, strengthened. We should also strive to work on the demand side, including by intensive-based policy, to try and persuade consumers to improve their energy efficiency performance. Under the investment plan for Europe, action will further be taken to increase investment in energy efficiency. As underlined by President Juncker, the Energy Union is linked to a forward-looking climate change policy. We need to boost our leadership in low-carbon economy and contribute to global climate effort. The fourth pillar of the Energy Union is precisely the decarbonization of the EU energy mix. As agreed in the October 2014 European Council, our own 2030 energy and climate change framework calls for 40% reduction in greenhouse gas emission, at least a 27% share of renewables at EU level, and an energy efficiency target of 27%. Targets have been set, they are very ambitious, but now we have to implement them, we have to deliver. As we speak, Commissioner Cañete is representing the EU in close cooperation with Member States in Lima. This will be a milestone on the road to Paris next year. We will continue to build alliances and work with our partners to reach an ambitious yet realistic agreement to protect the planet for future generations. Decarbonizing fossil fuels remain a major challenge. I see that several presentations in the conference will look at progress needed for carbon capture and storage, as an example. How do we cover the cost of this technology and its deployment in view of current carbon prices? We must continue our effort to develop and deploy new technologies and associated business models. In looking at decarbonization, we need to take into account also nuclear energy. Nuclear energy continues to play an important role as strategic fuel and power generation capacity in half the member states. Safety and security are key, of course. As this is achieved, the low-carbon footprint of nuclear is a considerable asset in the energy mix for some member states. Finally, the EU has a challenge to become the world number one in renewable energies as a significant contribution to green growth. As I already mentioned, some renewable energy flagship projects should be launched under the investment plan for Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, it is no surprise that the fifth pillar should be research and innovation in energy. The energy system of tomorrow will look very different from the now we have today. This will require a number of significant research and innovation investments. As mentioned before, we need to step up efforts to bring new, innovative, high-performance, low-cost, low-carbon energy technologies to the market and mobilize investment in research and innovation in general. The SET plan and Horizon 2020 are the current tools we have, but the Member States' efforts, private investments, must contribute to our shared effort. In particular, investments are needed to develop innovative solutions to unlock the full potential of energy efficiency. This is in order to reduce our primary energy demand and to decrease the cost of energy technologies in order to make them more competitive and more affordable. Furthermore, we must develop new technologies to diversify our energy supply, thereby reducing the EU's overall energy dependency. We need cost reductions through technology. In solar, photovoltaic and wind, these have been achieved, but we need more, of course, in other areas as well. Innovative solutions must be found to enable active consumer participation as well as innovation to decarbonize the EU energy mix. As you can see, in addition to forming a fifth pillar of energy union as such, research and innovation also contributes to all the others. It is also an integral part of the investment package. Finally, we should not forget that the energy challenge is a global one. Europe can only take its place on this worldwide platform by acting collectively at EU level. Member States can gain tremendous advantage by working together. This is the spirit of the Strategic Energy Technology SET plan that is today being strengthened to respond to the challenges of the Energy Union. I am confident that SET Plan conference will deliver key ideas on how to make the SET Plan even more robust and a genuine platform for delivering concrete, innovative solutions and technologies. It will be based on cooperation between the Union, Member States, and all relevant stakeholders, including the industry. I am confident that your community will build on it to shape the transition to a new energy system. I therefore very much look forward to your collective contribution and allow me also thank you very much for your attention.